As I watch these boats float and sway on the water this morning, it reminds me of the type of connection that is needed for ihen sabaki kata. Hello, my name is Michael Glenn, and in this episode of the Dojo Show, we're going to study the kata Funa Bari and how you can use arcing strikes to float through the space and create deception in your technique. This is a training drill called Menuchi Harai. Okay, so from this position, I'm going to, as I start to move through my legs, this hand is going to pick up the back end of the bow. Okay, and then the bow just falls to the knee. Okay, so from here, he's going to block this. Falls to the knee there, okay? The next strike, there's two ways we can do it. One is the way you might have learned recently, which is this rocking to strike to Kasumi up here, right? The second way to do it is to do it this way, which is an interesting move because it's quicker and it's moving forward, okay? So once more, so I'm here, right? I go to the leg and I strike up top. From here, the next piece, I come and sweep to this leg. Okay? So in the drill, he's supposed to be doing the same thing as me, right? So here we go. You see how that works? So I'm starting here in this position, right? I let this drop, I come up high, and then I'm down to the leg here. Okay, once more, so here, up to the temple, and then to the leg. I'm having to hold back on the temple a little bit because this is longer than his stick. But you see how that works. So if we do it with the other type of attack to the head, it changes. So I come here to the leg, yeah, up high, you're gonna copy this, yes? So here, up high, and then to the leg again. So that's a little different. I think in this drill, you're supposed to use the more thrusting version, striking to the head. Okay? Give that a shot, please. So from this position, I'm coming to go for the leg, and then I go for the head here. Okay, you see how this can hit the temple and drive through, right? So leg driving through here, other leg. Okay, let's try this way. So I'm here, I go for the leg, head. I had to back out that time because his bow's bigger, right? Here we go, leg, head, leg, okay? So if we're both attempting to do the same thing, it turns into a natural block, okay? So you'll notice when you're doing this drill at a rapid pace that somebody will get ahead of the other and then you're forced to block, right? Yeah, so that's part of the drill actually. If you end up being forced to block, that's part of the drill. If you end up being able to lead the attack, that's part of the drill too. Okay? So take a look at leading the attack or being on the defensive. See where you're at. So Funa Bari is the name of the kata, and you start off here in Geidan, and he's in Seigan, okay? So I'm just going to go through the kata first, and then we'll talk about the details. So first I come to do, then to the head, then lifting up here, and then down to the head. Okay, once more. So from Geidan to do, to the head, lifting up underneath here, and then down to the head of the last one. Okay. So again, I'm striking to do, down to the head here, up. This is kind of a lifting, scooping strike, and then the last one is striking down. Okay. He may be able to block the last two, but if you do the kata properly, it's hard for him to block. All right. Let's try over here. So from Geidan to do, down to the head, up, and then down to the head for the last one. Okay. One more over here, doing our shiho. So to do, down to the head, up through the middle here, and then the last one's to the head again. All right. Any questions? So it's 4 strikes, but each one sets up the next. Suso haneage.
1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah, lifting. Remember we talked about lifting up under the skirt? Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what it's for. Hey guys, let's take a look at this very first strike, because it's done in a particular way. If you could be where Harry was. Huh? Yeah, but you're in Seigan. So in this very first strike, I'm coming from Geidan, and normally when we strike to do, right, you're usually coming from this position, and the bow is very horizontal to the ground, right? That's a pretty standard, basic strike to do, right? But starting from Geidan makes it change. So it kind of has to arc to do. So from here, it arcs, it makes this arc up to do. So it's rising from low to high. But it's supposed to be deceptive. So if James goes to block to do, right, it can arc. The arc can change to another target, right? If you were in a real situation and you see he's about to block, you're going to find another target. Right, and this arc allows you to do that. Okay, so it goes, instead of going straight to do, it's going to maybe change the arc. Sensei has also shown it where you come high and then down to do. So you're going to block here. So you high and you're down, coming down to do. So it goes from low, arcs to high, and then comes to do. Okay, that whole arc that it goes through creates a lot of deception and confusion in his mind, and he doesn't know what to defend against. He doesn't know where you're striking exactly. And so you see his block is very awkward, right? So you see how that he ended up being very awkward in his block, right? I mean, from Geidan, I'm going to do this strike to do, and you see James's block there, right? It's easy for me to affect him at that point. Once more. So his block is really difficult here. So then the next strike, you see the next strike is very open, right? I held back so I wouldn't kill him with that strike to the head, but yeah. So the other option is you're going here and you can attack the leg. And it just comes through that arc, right? So it's not being straight horizontal to do, it arcs and can change target as you see something open. When you see an opening, the bow flies out of the arc to take that opening. Okay? Check that piece out, please. From my Geidan position, right, I come to do here. The next, the second strike, if James doesn't block, is arcing down to his head, right? So he's going to block both, right? So I'm coming to do and then there. So this third strike is coming, it's sweeping from this low angle up through the middle, okay? So it comes from this low angle up through the middle. And you can strike into gedan, you can strike into the arm, you can strike into a leg, you can strike up under the chin, right? So there's many targets for that strike. Let's do these three again. So do to the head. If I hit up into kote and hit that hard, it's gonna probably knock his hand off the sword, or at least lift his sword up, right? Don't let go immediately, okay? So do, head. So if I hit this, I'm lifting that up, right? And then the last one comes down to the head again. Again, to do, down to the head. This one is arcing up through the middle, and then when it gets to the target, it lifts. Okay, so it has this flipping quality here. Okay, and the idea is that it's tipping up under the target. Right? If you were wearing armor and there was that plated skirt here in the armor, you would get underneath the skirt and lift it up, right, to expose an opening. One more. So to do, to the head, lifting up here and then down. Okay. So it's arcing to do, arcing down to the head, arcing up, and then arcing down again. So there's these arcs that come at a diagonal on both sides, right? If that makes sense to you guys. Yeah. So look for that, and that middle arc lifts up under the target. But there's many targets. It could be a leg sweep. It could be into kinteki or gedan here. It could be into kote to knock the sword free. It could be up under his chin or his helmet. If he had armor on, you could get under the helmet. Yep. So there's many possible targets there for that strike. All right, check that out, please. There's another principle I work here in these arcs, okay? So when I come here to do, he's gonna block this, yes. He blocks, I come down to this arc, I lift up through the middle, right? This, you'll notice these arcs are all pivoting around my center, okay? And by pivoting around my center, I'm protecting myself, right? So when I come to do and I arc down here, you see what can happen, right? I'm using the bow to protect myself, my center. Okay, can we try over here? So I strike down here. This center is protecting me. Okay, the center of the stick. So I can come up here and strike down that way, right? Once more. So gate on, come down, using the center here to protect myself, right? So I can press in against Harry and then come out and strike. James is mean. So gate on, striking down here, the center. Okay, you see the result there. That allows me to enter and control, right? So here, striking down to the head, right? Lifting up under, again, the center. Okay, so as like, if I haven't disarmed James and he tries to swing at me, you know, I have the center here to deal with that. Okay, once again, do, striking down letting this be free here. So I can press and then come out and strike low. So I'm using that center to press and give myself other opportunities. Striking down, up. See how I got kote there? I grabbed a hold of it, right? How about over here? See what's just happened here? I've got kote and the stick. See this center here? Juji. Juji there. The cross, right? So from here, it's easy for me to deliver all kinds of attacks. All right? Please explore this using your center, using the center of the stick to protect yourself. As I'm arcing through the space, that center is protecting me. Okay? I'm going to do, I'm coming down, I'm using this juji position here, okay? From here, there's a lot of things that can happen. I can strike in, use that to attack. So, do down on the head, this juji position here. From here, there's a lot of things that can happen, okay? I can easily come out and strike low. I can use this to come to the head. I can use this to take his sword away. A lot of possibilities. So here, down, this juji position is what I'm looking for, okay? It can come in the middle there. You see how that works? You can even re-grip. So you can come from here and re-grip, okay? And then you use this to attack kote, to knock his sword away. So do up to the head here, come to this juji position. You see the result of that, yeah? So there's a big opening down low that I can strike. Okay, I can use this to come through the middle here, all right? So I'm protecting myself with the center of the stick, right? And then it creates a lot of possibilities. So down here, I come up through the middle this way, right? You see this hand can easily pick up kote here. And then I can use that against Terry's arm here, right? I don't know if you guys... Oops, wrong hand. So do down to the head, this position here, okay? From here I can kick low, right? I can strike kote here, right? I can use this to press his own sword down into him, right? This position here, okay? You see this is attacking the arm. So if I attack the arm, which is going to hurt a lot. I'm striking to do, striking down to the head here, and when I come up through the middle this way, it creates possibilities for me. So I can strike there and let the stick drop, right? Now you see the position of the stick and James here. So all I have to do is fold his arm over it, and he comes down. Striking to do, striking down, come up with this cross position here. This is like kuno kata. Right? I can throw metsuushi into his eye. I can strike kote. I let the stick drop to the ground, and then it's up against James's arm here. Do, striking down to the head, come up. This is like kuno kata, right? I strike the kote, let the stick fall here. Don't forget the kuno kata. So here, striking down, this is like ku here, okay? See where the stick falls? So strike kote, let the stick fall.